So, if you haven't seen the movie, F1 is pretty much about Brad Pitt's character named Sonny Hayes. And Sonny Hayes, he was like this big F1 driver, like back in the 90s. Like, he was the best driver at the time. But because of like an injury that he got during one of his races, like the injury was so bad that he had to quit racing altogether. His life pretty much just spiraled downward. He got addicted to gambling. He doesn't race anymore. But later on, he becomes like this race car driver for hire, meaning if a race car company wants to hire him to be their race car driver, whether it's like for one race or two races, that's pretty much what he is. But fast forward 30 years later, and Sonny's old racing partner, Ruben, approaches him because like he has a favor. So Ruben owns this race car company called Apex, but the problem is Apex is like going bankrupt because they haven't won a race in a very long time. And so Ruben approaches Sonny because he wants to hire him to become his race car driver to try and win some races so that Apex won't go down under and he won't have to sell the company. So that's why he approached Sonny Hayes, you know, as a friend in need, and he pretty much asked Sonny to come back to racing and race for his company and try to win at least one race. So Sonny Hayes, he agrees to help his friend out and become his race car driver for the company. There's this other driver, his name is Joshua Pierce. He's like an up and coming driver, and he's like this really cocky, arrogant, like he thinks he's better than everyone. That's pretty much the character that he is. So Sonny Hayes pretty much takes him under his wing and he tries to like teach him the ways of like winning a race. Now in the beginning, things don't go really smoothly because both of them have such big egos and they think they're better than the other. So instead of working together as a team, they're pretty much trying to go against each other, even during races. And because of that, they lose a lot of races together, and it's making the company Apex like very likely that they're going to go bankrupt because of these two guys. That's pretty much the main gist of the story. You have pretty much Brad Pitt as an aging race car driver who decides to come back after 30 years, and he takes this new race car driver like under his wing and tries to teach him the ways of winning a race. Even though this new driver is like young and cocky and arrogant, at the beginning, they don't work together, but towards the middle and the end, they become to understand each other and like they pretty much become good teammates when they're racing. This story, it's kind of cliche because I've seen this type of story before where you have like an athlete who was like really good back in the day, but you know, he decides to come back one more time for like whatever reason, whether it's redemption or whether it's to mentor like a younger person. Like we've seen these types of stories play out before, but it's cool that this time it's like under a race car setting. Now, don't get me wrong, even though the story was really simple and I thought it was okay, the races themselves were really fun to watch. I can't explain it. You just have to go watch the movie yourself and just feel like the adrenaline rush while you're watching it. Like I'm not an F1 person. Like I've never been a fan of F1 or race car driving like ever in my life, and I still won't be. But just watching all these races on screen, it was really exhilarating to watch. It was really fun. I loved the chemistry between Brad Pitt and his partner. And what made this movie even that much better was the music. I didn't know Hans Zimmer was the one who put together like the music for this movie. Like if you don't know who that is, Hans Zimmer was the one who composed the musical score for like the Dark Knight movies. And I think he also did music for Gladiator. So already just the music itself combined with the awesome races, it just made the movie even more exciting to watch. Like there were moments where I thought I was actually watching the Dark Knight trilogy. Like that's how epic the music was. It just complemented the racing scenes so well. Overall, I can confidently say this movie is the best movie of the summer so far. Like the race scenes themselves was worth the price of the ticket. Like I'm actually considering going back to watch F1 again just so I could watch the race scenes. If you guys like Brad Pitt, if you guys like Formula One, even if you don't like Formula One, I still highly recommend this movie. So that's the end of my review for F1. Go watch F1. It was a phenomenal movie to watch.